Good morning, I'm Carmella Boykin.
And I'm Britt. Thanks for starting your morning with us.
Let's kick things off with the squeeze.
Have you been missing the roar of the Thunderdome? Well, you're in luck because today marks the return of Syracuse fans to the Dome with a few changes.
Fans must take 2 tests before attending the game, a 24-hour test prior to the game, and a rapid test on arrival. Both tests are free to students and must both come back negative for admission.
The first game to allow fans will be the men's lacrosse game against the University of Vermont at 1 p.m. today.
And if you're looking for a fun, COVID-safe activity to do with your friends this weekend, SU has you covered. Take a trip into nature with a hike at Green Lake State Park or Clark Reservation, or head over to Tennessee for ice skating, hockey, and curling.
If the frigid outdoors aren't your vibe, join Orange After Dark for a Pinterest party or a movie. Students can look at the university's event calendar for a full list of all activities going on this weekend.
Top aides to New York Governor Cuomo have altered a health department report, this to hide the actual numbers of nursing home deaths due to COVID-19.
According to a New York Times article on Thursday, the aides allegedly convinced health officials to misrepresent data. They only counted the number of patients who died in nursing homes and not those who died later in hospitals from COVID-19. State officials responded, stating that this was done to increase accuracy.
And several states have begun to increase business capacities and lift mask requirements, with Texas and Mississippi reducing their COVID regulations this week.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says he is against lowering restrictions, stating we should wait until the number of daily cases lessens to 10,000.
If it is currently over 50,000 nationwide, he asks everyone to have more patience as people get vaccinated and numbers begin to go down.
Americans are heading back to work. In the month of February, the U.S. added 379,000 jobs, the majority being in the leisure and hospitality industry. This follows the lessening of COVID restrictions in some states.
The national unemployment rate lowered slightly from 6.3% to 6.2%, although many economists believe the number of individuals that are actually unemployed because of the pandemic is higher. Statistically, the U.S. economy is recovering but still has ways to go.
Every year on March 8th, we celebrate International Women's Day, a day to honor female achievement, highlight female accomplishment, and challenge gender stereotypes. Alongside virtual celebrations and events about women's rights, Syracuse University has many female student entrepreneurs worth highlighting. Senior Morgan Vogel and junior Kira Surgeon have turned their hobbies and passion projects into successful businesses. After months of perfecting her bread recipe in quarantine, Vogel started Flour Power and is currently selling loaves outside of her Syracuse apartment.
I mean, I've always loved bread, always when we're out for dinner, I'm the first to touch the bread basket. I love bread. But when I tried to make bread the first time, I realized that would be so easy to brand. Realistically, everybody just reaches out to me, and then as they come in, I'll just make them.
Like Vogel, Surgeon spent her quarantine days tie-dyeing and decided to turn her love for design into her very own clothing line.
It all kind of started last year. I was home over winter break, and my best friend and I decided we wanted to make little matching tie-dye sweat sets. So then when I came back to school the next semester, I would always wear my set, and all my friends, random people, would always kind of ask me where I got it, and they couldn't believe that I made it myself. So people would joke you should start a business. And then once everything with COVID hit and we all kind of had to go home, I realized there wouldn't be that many opportunities for students our age. So I kind of knew I could create my own out of this, and that's when I started taking it seriously and actually made a little business.
Vogel and Surgeon's determination shows that you can really get something off of the ground no matter who or where you are. All you need is a little motivation, great encouragement, and a great recipe for success.
I think it's really important just to be out doing things and making waves. So I think putting my name on the map, it's really fun to engage with people, and I feel a lot of girls have reached out to me and been wow, it's so cool what you're doing, it's so impressive, go get it.
And these words of encouragement definitely go far. Both Vogel and Surgeon have a lot to be proud of as student female business owners.
being a female small business owner is definitely empowering. I'm proud to say that I am, and I'm also just proud of all of the other incredible women, especially who started their own businesses or just pursued their own passions over quarantine recently. I know that so many other students like myself have kind of pursued a creative project, so it's really empowering.
Both Vogel and Sargent run their businesses through Instagram. If you would like to get a loaf from Flower Power, visit at flowerpower_bread, and to purchase a custom clothing item, shop at Kira_Couture. Emily Karp, CitrusTV, Juice and Java.
An annual event is happening across the pond, but family drama is taking center stage.
Senior Correspondent Alex Malanoski is here with the latest royal news.
Thanks, guys. There is a lot going on this week with the British royal family. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, says the royal family is keeping their fingers crossed for Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, since he has been hospitalized for 3 weeks with an infection. Philip is currently recovering after undergoing a successful surgery for his pre-existing heart condition on Wednesday. Buckingham Palace says the 99-year-old Duke will remain in the hospital for a number of days for treatment and rest. Meanwhile, Oprah Winfrey's interview with Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, is set to air on Sunday. This is the first interview the couple will give together since resigning as working members of the royal family last year. It will give them a chance to tell their side of the story after allegations of bullying surfaced Tuesday from a former advisor. In a teaser from CBS, Harry says his biggest concern was history repeating itself, referencing Princess Diana's experience with the British tabloids following her separation from Prince Charles. The interview is expected to touch on a variety of topics, including the royal family's treatment of Meghan. Crisis consultant Mark Borkowski says the timing of the interview could harm all parties involved, as Prince Philip remains in the hospital. Harry and Meghan's interview will air the same evening as Queen Elizabeth's Commonwealth Day broadcast, adding to the historic conflict between the couple and the royal family. Commonwealth Day is held annually to promote shared values of peace and democracy among the 52 member nations under Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II.
Okay. There are so many women I admire that I could acknowledge for International Women's Day, but for today, I'd like to acknowledge Barbara Walters herself. She was the first female to anchor a primetime news show, and she laid the stepping stones down for so many women in news, like Oprah Winfrey and Hoda Kotb, and I'm so grateful to her journey and the path she's paved.
A woman that I admire is definitely my mom. She has sacrificed everything for me and given me so much and allowed me the ability to have a college education and be in the position that I'm in today. She also really taught me what it means to be kind and how to treat the people around you. She's one of the most giving people I know, and I believe it is because of her that I am the person who I am today.
A woman who I admire is Michelle Obama. I love her because she's smart, she's kind, she's relatable, she's funny, she's everything. And fun fact, I got to see her live in Atlanta in 2019 during her book tour, and it was one of the most amazing experiences.
So some of the women that I admire are Jane Goodall, Greta Thunberg, and probably a little bit cliche, but my mom. Big influence on my life.
Hi everybody, happy Women's Month. I'm so excited to share with you all a woman who I look up to, not just this month, but every day, and that is my mom. She is courageous, a woman of perseverance. It's just me times 3, That's where I learned a lot of things from, so shout out to her.
So one of the women I admire the most is Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York's 14th District. Representative Ocasio-Cortez has been doing phenomenal work for Americans, and not only in her district, but for the entire country ever since she got elected. Notably, recently in Texas, she raised millions of dollars in charity to help people struggling.
One of the women that I am most thankful for, and one of the ones that I look up to the most, is my grandma. She and my dad worked together to help raised me, and I have so much that I have to thank her for that I don't think I'll ever fully be able to express. So I want to thank her for everything that she's done for me and everything that she's kind of adapted to over the years. Love you and thank you, and thanks to all those moms and grandmas out there helping to raise strong, wonderful women.
You may not hear that sound too much longer here at People's Place.
We were cash only until like 3 or 4 days ago.
And now, 50 years later, the student-ran cafe has done away with that tradition.
We really went from taking only cash to taking literally everything but checks.
Sarah Butts, who is now the manager of People's Place, has been working here since freshman year. And during that time, card payments weren't really in the conversation.
And then as the years progressed, it was brought up more and more about how we really need to kind of join the 21st century and be able to accept credit and debit and like Apple Pay and all of that.
But it was back in the conversation when the pandemic hit, and less people stopped carrying around cash.
And in order for us to stay open, like, we need to be able to do this.
Going paperless is huge right now, but even here at People's Place, it can be a little bitter, but still sweet. Sophia Madura says there's been times she didn't have cash, but still wanted to support People's Place.
To be said about like the nostalgia of just using cash.
But says they've got an overwhelming response from current students and even alumni.
People come up to me and be like, I'm obsessed with People's Place, but I never carry cash, and have been like, this is the greatest day. I've had a lot of my friends who I've known since freshman year have been like, this is my dream since freshman year, and it finally happened. People who graduated have been texting us and saying like, why didn't this happen when I was in college?
And while some are sad and shocked, others are like,
oh, breaking tradition, but you know, we have to keep up with the times, and just as COVID has affected every single small business, it's affected us as a small business. So we've had to learn and adapt, and this is just one of the ways that we're adapting.
New times call for new measures. I'm Darasha Singleton, reporting for Juice and Job.
Taking a look at weather right now this morning, it's going to be cold and wind isn't really going to be our friend going into this weekend. Right now, we're sitting at 20 degrees, which to us during this weather doesn't seem very bad, but because of all this heavy wind we're seeing, 11 miles per hour to be exact, it feels like 8 degrees. The real feel is much colder than what it reads. I mean, more than 10-degree difference here on temperatures, so definitely keep an eye out when you're out this morning and about. You're going to want to have that jacket, hat, the whole setup. Now heading into tonight, temperatures do go up a little bit actually to 23, but as similar to this morning, real feel is about 13 to 14 degrees, so it's going to still feel very cold. Also, we have a chance of flurries tonight, around 30% chance of precipitation, so that'll come in towards the nighttime. Just some flurries, nothing serious, no heavy snowfall, but keep an eye out for a little bit of snowfall tonight. Now, weekend outlook, Saturday and Sunday don't look too great, 23 and 26. We're seeing some lows, pretty low lows actually on the weekend, and that wind is really what's causing that and going to take over most of your weekend. But if you can make it through the weekend we got some good news heading into week. You can see just even a preview Monday right now, 40 degrees. That sounds really nice to what we've been feeling. Not to mention partly cloudy. We're going to be seeing some sun on Monday. And our outdoor activity look, because of this weekend, I had to put it at a low. Reason being, we have some moderate winds like I've been talking about, and then we're going to be seeing some drastic drops in real feel, not to mention that partial snow I was talking about tonight. Going to be definitely adding up to a weekend you're going to want to stay inside at best. Now across the map, we're not the only ones feeling this heavy snow, not snow, but cold temperature, you know what I mean. Looking at the map, Syracuse 27, so we're actually getting the better temperatures here. Penn Yan also getting a nice 28, but overall, everyone's really ranging in that 20 degree on the map. But like I was talking about, the week looks a lot better. Here is what I mean. Monday, we're kicking it off 40 degrees, lows at 30, looking really nice. We're going into Tuesday and it only goes up. As you can see, Wednesday, 62 degrees, that's a good number. And that's our high on Wednesday. We do see some clouds, really just the progression of rain here. As you can see, Monday, things go partly cloudy to mostly, and then Wednesday, you're going to be covered by them clouds. Thursday through Friday, scattered showers. Temperatures fairly high. That's all I have. Guys, back to you.
While most otters pass their days in lakes and marshes, one lucky otter is being cared for in metropolitan luxury at Chicago's Brookfield Zoo after his mother couldn't provide all the nutrients he needed.
The zoo plans to eventually reintroduce the baby male otter or pup to his parents later this month, but in the meantime, they're asking the public to help name him. Cast your votes by going to the zoo's website. The voting begins Tuesday and will be open through March 15th.
Now, Caleb, do you have a suggestion as to what this otter should be named?
I feel like something chill. I feel like Jakes are always chill, Connors are always chill, something like that in that department. What do you think?
Absolutely. I would say a good vibes name would definitely be good. I think it's kind of fun to name like animals to me after like objects like Peanut or something like that. That might be cute.
They have personality, so they deserve it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's all the time we have for you on Juice and Java this morning.
Check us out online at CitrusTV.com or follow us at CitrusTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
I'm Carmella Boykin.
And I'm Caleb Britt.
Have a great day, Syracuse.